Hey everyone, James Chair bring you a 2 vs 2 Dawnwall Soulstorm replay on the Kasyr Lucian map. So yes, basically as soon as we started, one of our opponents, for whatever reason, lagged out or something. In either case, yeah, he wasn't present. Don't know exactly why, and yeah, just getting messages here about wanting to restart and all that. Message from one of the other players. And yeah, what basically happens is one of our own guys ends up quitting, if I remember correctly, just to even up the teams. So yes, it's normally a 3 vs 3 map, Kasyr Lucian, but what the hell? So yeah, it'll actually continue going, and there we go, there goes that HDD guy, which is the guy we're actually spectating there for a second. So there we go, we'll just spectate there we go. Perfect. So yeah, there we go, got Porous Stati, yeah, bottom left team versus top right team. So anyway, bottom left we got Porous Stati playing as the Orcs, myself, Lightman 2009 playing as the Elder, and at the top right we got Kasyr playing as the Orcs, and Morbid Raph also playing as the Orcs. So Orcs everywhere. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure actually went for a random race selection, and yeah, just happened to be lumped with Elder, so yeah, what the hell. I mean, I'm not exactly too experienced with Elder. In fact, you'll see me anyway, you'll see me floating resources and all that, but I'm not too shabby with this race once I get the hang of it, even though I probably could have spent the resources a bit better, but oh well, what can you do? So, not really much happening. We'll just see what's happening from opponents. So yeah, they're starting to capture their fallen comrades' strategic points. I'm slowly going to be doing that thing as well. And what the hell's this guy saying? Porous is starting, I can leave log with 100%. I'm just saying might as well restart, but no, we'll just keep going anyway. So there you go, Porous is starting, doesn't like our chances too much. And speaking of which, Morbid Raph is going to be sending a Slugger squad straight to our strategic point. Interesting. Oh god, you gotta love those voiceovers. But anyway, so yeah, Morbid Raph is going to start attacking Porous Stati's Orcs, and given that he managed to get the initial hits off, I think he's probably going to win this engagement, unless if Porous manages to get support. Oh, that's interesting. He hasn't actually got a Du Bois hut at all. He's got 3 plasma generators, going for Gretchen infiltration research, but no boys huts. That's rather interesting build, to say the least. Even starting to build, he's got Gretchen in the middle of everything, starting to build a listening post, while Astartes and what's his name, Morbid Raph's troops start fighting. But there we go, Morbid finally sending his troops over to take out the Gretchen squad, but Gretchen's reinforced with 3, as you can see, and yeah, they just got the cloak as well, so that'll be pretty dandy, to say the least. Finally got the listening post up and running, and yeah, unlike the other races, listening posts, should just got to in a second, unlike other listening posts, actually get the guard on top by default. We've also got myself using the Dark Reapers just to run around, so Tomic's trying to send his Slugger boys into melee. They're not quite able to do it, but there we go, finally getting a second squad of Dark Reapers into the mix. My micromanagement not being quite as good as it could be, letting the Orcs get a few hits on them, but what the hell, I mean, we have 2 squads now, so I can just keep dancing these Orcs around. I really should actually get them out of their heavy cover though, because that really gives them a hell of a bonus when it comes to range damage take. Rather, should I say, it gives them a bonus to the damage that's not taken by from ranged weapons. So there we go, finally luring Morbid Raph and Sir Tomic's sluggers away. Morbid Raph sending his guys back. And this is probably the moment where Sir Tomic should probably be sending his sluggers back as well, because really they're just going to keep running around. Looks like they're going to go into melee against my shrine. Nope, instead they're going to try to get into melee against my other Dark Reapers, but there we go. Got a micro, my guys are getting in the second squad, or the other squad of Dark Reapers to start shooting them at them instead. And of course Sir Tomic's going to continue their attack there, and also sending a few shooter boys. He's apparently got the pile of guns and enough Orc pop available to get the big shooters, but yeah, and in a straight up fight they're not quite effective against troops like Dark Reapers and all that. They really need troops like Slugger Boys and yeah, Big Mix to take them out. So speaking of which, yep, that's the Du Bois hut, finally getting completed for Porous Stati, so going for a very generator heavy build, as you can see. So I'm assuming he's going to be focusing more so on vehicles? I'm not entirely sure actually. I didn't really pay too much attention to what he was doing most of the game because I was just trying to get a handle on Eldar and all that, especially since all these strategic points were basically mine. But, and yeah, as you can see, I'll be chasing. Yep, I'll be chasing. Indeed, I'll be chasing the Big Mech, the enemy Big Mech, around. I think he's just sending me around to scout. And yeah, by the sounds of it, yeah, it looks like the Big Mech has also come out for porous to start. He's finally building a couple of war banners at his forward location, sort of to the side or just behind the listening post. You need to watch out for those actually. Because yeah, unlike other races, the Orcs rely on their war banners for teching up. So you destroy those war banners, and they actually lose squad cap, and they lose tech as well. Their tech advancement that they made with those war banners. So, yes, starting to demonstrate that in a game that I hope I should be commentating in a little while. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, I think the yep, looks like the war boss is teleported away, presumably the one that was attacking along this lane here. While these are slugger boys, they're just trying to harass us, I suppose. Yeah, they're not being reinforced at all by Sir Tomek. And I've also come out with a good old-fashioned Kasyr as well to add to the mix. And there we go, finally the last stock going down there, and bam, very stylishly getting killed as well. Speaking of which, Porous Astartes, interesting. I'm assuming these are just meant to be scouting slugger boys. He's going to send them straight into the mix against this listening post, and it might actually work if he can keep them reinforced. It doesn't look like this one was. Oh, that's right. That'll be an upgraded one, and yeah, this one's not upgraded. But yeah, we do have Sir Tomek coming in with his own Big Mech. Should be able to cleave this Orc squad in two, and they're just throwing a couple of slugger boys around. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We've actually got another battle happening here as well. A couple of squads of sluggers. We've even got burners being upgraded for both of these squads, and it looks like they've been reinforced basically to maximum strength, with a knob leader added as well, with massive choppers, you can see. So there we go, I think I'll be reinforcing them soon. Yep, I'll be sending in my own Dark Reapers, and yeah, actually as you can see, my Orc ally is actually starting to float quite a few resources as well. So I'll just check the other teams quickly while they're dancing back and forth before the battle begins. Let's see, so that's top. I'm not gonna go. Okay, yeah, so yeah, basically quite a few people were at least holding quite a few requisition resources in reserve for whatever reason, probably because we just couldn't spend it quick enough given the surplus of strategic points that we had captured. And there we go, they got managed to get the slugger, oh not sluggers, well they got sluggers, but they got shooter boys in cover as well, and yeah, it looks like he's going to attach the Big Mech to them, presumably just to use them for fire support, and yeah, just to teleport them out of trouble. Sending my Kasyr into the mix, and wow, she's really losing health pretty quickly. I really should have got her out of there, and yeah, she's even going to get killed by Lowly's slugger. Wow, just smacking her sort of with the chopper, or at least it looks like that anyway. Also here comes my Howling Banshees, and as you can see they were certainly howling to say the least. Not really seeming to do that much morale damage, but what can you do? Yeah, the guys who managed to drive orcs back, the enemy orcs back from this critical location, and yeah, hopefully one of us will actually be capturing that point at some point. For some reason I'm leaving my Howling Banshees to come into the fray. I really should be sending them back. I think it's a bit of a micro on my behalf, because these guys still have Fleet of Foot on, which means yeah, they're not going to do as much damage either. But there we go, now they're going back. And of course as soon as they get back, Morbid Wrath, okay, I thought he was going to counterattack, but no, he's going to just sit back while Sir Tomek decides to scout around with a slugger squad, maybe looking to decapture critical locations and all that. At the same time, Porous Astartes is building a listening post here, and a couple of war banners as well. Why not? Why not, indeed. So, okay, it's interesting. My Guardians, I'm pretty sure my Guardians spotted this slugger squad, but for whatever reason I decided not to engage them. Oh, that's right, I just wanted to decapture this critical location. And assuming these slugger boys are going towards this critical location, at the same time do the build up of troops. Mostly just slugger boys. Oh, there we go, do have a knob squad finally for Morbid Wrath. And there we go, cloaked units as well, the tank busters. Speaking of which, we've got a couple of tank busters for Porous Astartes coming out. I don't think I actually build too many anti-vehicle units of my own. Looks like the start is at tier 3. He's got Mega Armor Knobs, Morboss, and Mad Dog coming out as well. And he's got Flash Kits as well as custom gadgets, which is an upgrade for the Big Mech. Usually something you see near the beginning of the game, but what the hell. This didn't feel as much of a big need to use that. And wow, teleporting the entire Shooter Boys squad straight into the, basically into the melee. And a bit of a risky move actually, because for all they knew, there could have been like a massive melee force waiting for them. But I guess he didn't do that, and as you can see, I've got two massive squads of Howling Banshees, assisted by some Dark Reapers. Yeah, 2 squads of Dark Reapers to hopefully try to paralyze those Shooter Boys. There we go, managed to get one of them into melee against the Shooter Boys. I probably should have distributed my Howling Banshees a bit better. What can you do? And there's the I can't remember. Well, we'll just call it the Howling ability. It's not really called that, but pretty much that's what they do. It's Howling ability being used by the Banshees there, and yeah, Nob's just continuing to try to chase my Dark Reapers around. So as you can see, my micro not being quite as good as it could be there either, and yeah, just being forced to send them around. Howling Banshees being depleted a bit as well. At the same time, though, we do have a massive Orc battle. Flash Kits versus Flash Kits. This was an Orc boss from Soulstorm coming out as well. Let's see. Okay, here's the Warhorse of Astartes. Unfortunately, not quite being able to get there in time. So a nice little multi-pronged battle, to say the least. Howling Banshee still managing to stay in the fight barely. For some reason, okay, there we go. Teleporting a Shooter Boys to assist his troops here. Well, at the same time, I basically retreat my Howling Banshees and Dark Reapers to try to recoup the numbers there. At the very least, I did force Morbid Wrath to teleport his troops away from the main fight, at the same time allowing my opponents, my ally Astartes to attack this basically to attack the unsupported squad of Flash Kits and Warboss. So there we go, doing quite a bit of damage. And unfortunately, they used that fighting juice ability from the Mad Dog there, and yeah, they're unable to die. But there we go, finally they're able to die now, and yeah, it's finally getting caught middle of a rather withering fire there, to say the least. So yeah, they're basically chasing them back now. At the same time, we've got another attack here. Looks like the Big Mech from Morbid Wrath used, yeah, I think he used the disabling ability that gets with the custom gadgets against the Wraith Lord. Wraith Lord being paralysed for a second there, but there we go, finally getting back into the fray, and yeah, rather throwing that Orc around in disdain, to say the least. And yeah, my Banshee's basically cleaning up the remainder of the forces there. Don't know what happened to my Dark Reapers. Oh, there we go. There's one squad. Can't find the other squad. So yeah, those Banshees doing quite a bit of damage. Normally, you wouldn't go with Banshees against... well, these guys have been a pain in the ass. But anyway, normally you wouldn't go with Banshees against a melee-heavy army such as the Orcs. But, well, what the hell, when they're properly supported, especially by much more powerful units like Wraith Lords and... Dark Reapers, and yeah, they can still do quite a bit of damage, to say the least. And yeah, it looks like there was a bit of an attack on Porous Astartes' front line there, doing a bit of damage. I'm not destroying his war banners, I think, unless we had like a third one here, I can't remember. Managing to destroy his listening post, and me just complaining about the lag. Thankfully, because it's a replay, you won't actually notice that.
Yeah, don't bother me.
And speaking of which, got Porous Astartes basically on the doorstep of... wow, that's a bit of a bizarre shadow effect, god damn. Well, anyway, he's on the doorstep of Morbid Wrath's base there, and I think that should show up on the video, but yeah, we've got a very bizarre shadow effect from this done mix shop. Interesting. Huh. Well, anyway, fortunately that's how it's going to be. Really, I noticed on the old computer actually that there were a few strange shadow effects just for certain maps and all that, but I don't know, I think it's just the game itself, because using the latest graphics card and all that, you'd think shouldn't have these sorts of effects there, but what the hell. So yeah, we've got a massive battle, Flash Kits versus Flash Kits supported by Mega Armored Knobs. Not really seeing any Mega Armored Knobs for our opponents. At the same time, as you can see, I'm attacking with Howling Banshees and the Wraith Lord as well, just on this little forward encampment of Soulstorm's war banners and pile of guns as well. Probably not the greatest use of Howling Banshees, but what the hell, I mean, the numbers are still strong, and pretty sure I do end up reinforcing them anyway, so it should be alright. So yeah, unfortunately, Astarte's attack has been repulsed for the time being, as you can see, with some massive casualties on both sides. But my attack on the forward position in the middle has gone pretty successfully, and I think I'll just keep attacking. Really, looks like whoa, that mad dog sort of sliding about. But anyway, I think I just sent him there for reconnaissance, and yeah, looks like Sir Tomic's now going to retaliate with his flash skits against my troops there. Thankfully, the first thing they encounter is the Wraith Lord. Looks like we'll be sending another one into the fray, and there we go, also sending in the Howling Banshees. My micro at the very least been good enough for me to split up the squads, one for one flash squad and one for the other flash squad. I used the Howling ability on both of them, but it didn't manage to demoralize them, at least until now. So there we go, finally them getting demoralized. Warboss just coming in with a flash skits, actually going into melee, even sending the flash skits into melee. Rather bizarre thing to do, and yeah, it looks like I'll just slice them apart with these Wraith Lords before going for the actual Warboss himself. So yeah, now of course Morbid Wrath being forced to retreat. They're very costly retreat to say the least. At the same time, we do have Porus Astartes coming in. That effect is so annoying. Anyway, Porus Astartes coming in from the western side of the map, I suppose you could say, just to it looks like it's actually going directly to the eastern part of the base, I think, to reinforce my attack here. Speaking of which, I actually got a squig off out for Porus Astartes as well, completely disregarding that statue. That's how mighty it is. Also got the Warboss being remade once again, and yeah, the attack has certainly begun in earnest on Morbid Wraith's base. And Sir Tomic doesn't look like he's reinforcing with much. Don't really see any of his forces. Oh, here we go. He does have two squads of flash skits and a fighter bomber to provide some very annoying disruption fire. So if we just wait a second, we might actually be able to see that. And there we go, bam. So yeah, just blasting crap out of my guys. Very annoying actually, and they got a pretty long range actually. So Tomic really should have kept the fighter bomber a bit further away from our forces. But what can you do? Got good ability, good ability use on these knob squads using the fight and juice on them, and yeah, just as well, since many of them are almost dead, and yeah, I'll just get them into melee against these flash kits. What the hell, why not? This fighter bomb is actually going to get killed. No, it's not. It's still alive. Wow, it's spewing crap loads of smoke as well. So yes, Tomic barely managing to get it out there in time, but yeah, Morbid Wrath's base continues to fall. Also got the Squiggle coming in for Porus Astartes. For some reason, he's keeping it in range stance. I mean, its little zap gun on top and its little shooters. I'm pretty sure they have shooters. That's what they call it anyway for the orcs. Yeah, shooters do a bit of damage in ranged combat, but yeah, usually want it to be in melee, especially against things like buildings. Also got the good old Eldritch Storm being used by myself. It looks like I managed to rebuild the Kasyr at some point, doing quite a bit of damage there. And yeah, Morbid Wrath not really being able to do too much there. So good teamwork by me and Porus Astartes. I don't think we actually really communicated too much, but we did support each other's attacks where possible, and yeah, we had a nice little synergy of troops, me attacking through the midpoints while the orcs were engaged mostly on the left, so yeah, very nicely done indeed. There goes the Orky fort for Morbid Wrath, and yeah, he's pretty much going to be it. So yeah, so Tomic's saying GG, quitting, and yeah, looks like Morbid Wrath's going to get kicked out too, so there we go. Good stuff there indeed on the Kasyr Lucian map. So very unexpected 2 versus 2. I would have preferred it was 3 versus 3, but oh well, what can you do? Plenty of action though, to say the least, and attacks and counterattacks. So yes, until next time, this has been Dame Didvich, signing off.